What is going on, people of the internet, and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm going to be giving you my personal top 10 bikes that I have ridden and reviewed here on Two Wheel Teacher. One of the perks of working with Tallahassee Harley-Davidson has been the chance to ride a ton of bikes and review them for you, and of course, being an honest teacher, I do have my favorites, so here they are. Now before I jump into my top 10, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Every subscriber gets me closer to 250 subs, at which point I'll be giving away a $100 gift card to Tallahassee Harley-Davidson, and only my subscribers will have a chance at snagging that. But without further ado, here are my top 10 favorite bikes that I have reviewed so far. Now, I have loved every single bike I've gotten to ride. I have yet to put a bike away and think, nah, I'd never ride that again. So this list is truly just 10 of my favorite awesome bikes, but nevertheless, number 10 is the Sportster 1200 Roadster. This bike is the smallest model I've swung a leg over, but it was no small occasion for me. Seeing as the frame is one of the lightest frames Harley makes and the 1200 Evo engine is super torquey, this little beast kept me moving at quite a fun clip. The seating position was aggressive and sporty, which matched the attitude of the motor. I absolutely love the cafe racer inspired styling, the low profile seat and the low drag bars. I wish I'd had a chance to spend more time on it and had a chance to take it around some of the curvier roads in town, something I think I'll definitely have to find some time for in the near future. Number 9 on my list is the 2019 Softtaillowrider, an absolutely stunning 1970s inspired look paired with the ever potent Milwaukee 8107. This bike was just pure Harley fun. The mid-mount foot controls and the relaxed cruiser-style handlebars made this thing a dream to rip around on, and I knew that with a little wrenching, it would turn this thing into an absolute rocket. The seat was super comfortable, and the chrome pieces front to back made this thing pop. I showed my wife pictures of it the same day I did the shoot, and even she thought it would have been a cool bike for her. There's something to be said about a stripped-down and stylish cruiser, and this lowrider fits the bill to a T. Slotting in at number 8 is the 2020 Softtail Street Bob. Now, the only thing that really separates this bike from the lowrider in my mind is just the styling. While I love the vintage approach taken on the lowrider, there's just something about the bobbed out, stripped down aesthetic that gets me going about the Street Bob. I said it in my video review and I'll say it again now. This is, in my opinion, the best first bike that Harley offers at the moment. Now, I haven't had a chance to test out the Softtail Standard, but for now, the Street Bob is it for me. The lightweight frame, lack of accessory parts means that the 107 can just worry about hauling your ass from stoplight to stoplight as quick as you want, and it does an awesome job of it while delivering sweet, modern bobber looks. The 2016 VRod comes in at number 7, and for many, many good reasons. I loved this bike so much that I cut 2 videos on it and even took it out to lunch. The VRod lived a relatively short 15-year-old life as Harley's go-to muscle cruiser, and for whatever reason, people just didn't buy many of them while they were on sales room floors. The looks may deviate from the norm for Harley, but I think this unit that I was on was a sweet-looking bike. The blacked-out design and low-slung stance just screamed, "Go fast now!" The exhaust on my demo bike was loud and angry, and that Revolution motor is just an absolute beast. Despite the mountain of torque I knew was rumbling between my knees, I never worried about losing control or being unable to get the most out of the bike. If there were room in my garage next to the Street Glide, I don't doubt that a VRod would be in contention for that open spot. Number 6 is the 2020 Softtaillowrider S. You were probably expecting this bike to land somewhere in the top 3 like it would for lots of other riders, but just because it's number 6 doesn't mean I didn't absolutely love riding and reviewing this brand new unit. The riding position is comfortable but controlled, the paint job is a suitable departure from the blacked out appearance of its counterpart and the Dyna variant from which it originates. The 114 Milwaukee 8 definitely gets this bike up and moving really quickly, and the sound and performance are just spot on. The ride was comfortable and exciting, and I can't really come up with any reasons to not buy and ride one. The 2006 Fatboy CVO is my number 5 pick, and I was really sad to see that this bike had sold just a week after I did the video. I was happy that someone sold it, but sad I wouldn't have a chance to ride it again. I mean, look at this thing. The chrome, the huge ape hanger handlebars, the vintage and worn leather bags. This bike was just the epitome of old school Harley cool. The paint job was kick-ass, and the exhaust left no room for questions about whether or not this was a Harley. Despite being almost 15 years old, that Fatboy ran like a top and would have made for an awesome solo road trip rig. Next up at number 4 is the 2019 Heritage Classic with the 114. There's a reason that the Heritage is one of the most recognizable Harley models and that so many riders make this bike their daily driver. The comfort, the rideability, the versatility of this unit are undeniable, and I had a ton of fun doing this review. Now, I'm not really a huge fan of two-tone paint schemes with sort of brown and maroon, but thankfully, they also make it in black, so if a Heritage is in my future, I can definitely find it in the color that I want. Number 3 is the Dynalowrider S. This bike was a throwback for me, as my very first bike was a Dyna Superglide, so taking the Lowrider S out was like seeing an old friend for the first time in a long time. The blacked out look, club style build were just cool, and the performance, of course, with the 110 twin cam was an absolute thrill. There's a reason that this bike is so well loved by so many riders, and there's no doubt that these bikes will end up as collector's items. So, if you've got a Dynalowrider S in the garage, I'd encourage you to hold on to it, because you from 20 years from now will thank you from now for doing so. The 2016 Softtail Slim S is number 2, and I cannot exaggerate just how awesome a bike this is. I'm serious. If you're near North Florida and you want a comfortable yet powerful cruiser, this is the bike for you. That all-black paint job, the low seat, the relaxed handlebars, and that 110 cubic inch twin cam make this bike the total package. I seriously considered about walking in and asking Joe about my trade value after riding this bike because it was that much fun to ride. This bike wanted to pull my arms out of their sockets while also asking if I wanted to grab a beer. Not a total Jekyll and Mr. Hyde situation necessarily, but definitely a bike with two sides to its personality. Someone please go buy it before I do. And number 1, last but definitely not least, my absolute favorite bike is my 2013 Street Glide. That's right, out of nearly 20 bikes that I've ridden, all of them newer, most of them worth more, many of them faster and better looking. Yes, my personal 2013 Street Glide is still my favorite bike. When I started reviewing bikes, I thought there was a good chance that my bike would become the redheaded stepchild in my little biker heart. But truth be told, every single time I get back on my bike after a day of shooting, I'm reminded of what it's like to sit on something that I call my own. The handlebars are exactly where I like them, the mirrors show me the same familiar blind spots, the seat is comfortable, and the exhaust is like the voice of an old friend. I don't mean to get too mushy, but there's just something to be said about pouring your time and money into a machine that carries you across the country, through rain, through storms, blistering sun, and roads both smooth and rough. My bike is my friend, my machine, and my obsession, and yeah, it happens to be my favorite. So those are my top 10 favorite bikes that I have reviewed so far. There are a couple review videos that I haven't published yet, so make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those reviews as they come out. I'll probably be updating my top 10 every month or so as new bikes come in and I get to ride and review them. But for now, that's my top 10. What do you think? What would your top 10 favorite Harleys be? Let me know down in the comments. And for now, I'm the two-wheel teacher, and until next time, I will see you on the road.